Hi. So today is January 1st, 2024. And it is the first day I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better. I'm able to go and do things. I just don't sound that great. So I was already in the camper a little bit earlier this morning, and I just did some touch-ups of paint, just little things here and there. So I think painting is all done. So I kind of want to clean up this mess and just have it feel a little bit more organized in here. I think what I'm about to tackle is the floor. And I talked to you about this previously. The floor is pretty new and it doesn't look terrible. But when I lay the floor that I bought in here compared to what's in here now, it changes the space so much. And I even got second opinions to make sure it wasn't just me being me. And it does look a lot better, and it just warms it up more because this floor is definitely like a gray cool tone, and I'm going for more of a warm tone. So I'm really excited about it, but we're going to take it slow. My last video was kind of weird and it was short, and it was just pretty much a compile of me with only very little footage I took and showed it to you guys. So let's make today a little bit more chatty. I'm feeling a little chatty. I've been in bed for like 5 days and haven't left the house, so that's not good for you. But I'm gonna just start kind of cleaning up, and then there's like a few things that I just want to like say about what's going on, because every time I come in here I'm like, oh yeah this and oh yeah that, and I just want to take you along for this ride. I've had the heater on all morning, so it's pretty toasty in here, but when I just came in, the heater was running, but it was blowing cold air. So I'm not sure what that is about, and I'm trying not to stress about it, but I will figure it out. I don't know if it's out of propane. I don't think if the propane was out that it'd even run, but I could be wrong. Also, I've realized from watching my videos and just in general, the heater is so loud. I'm very glad it works and whatnot. Even if it's propane, I'm happy with that. The one downfall to propane, I've always had a diesel heater. Downfall to propane is it leaves condensation in here and it's not as safe as a diesel heater. But I'll take it for now, and I'm hoping I'm not gonna have to use a heater a whole lot with what I plan on doing travel wise. But I should look into the propane tank and figure out why it was blowing cold air. Thursday. Anyway, so the point of that was I'll have to get the propane tank filled then and check on the heater. But I guess that also means I'm probably not going to be leaving as soon as, because I mean, this camper doesn't need a whole lot more done to it. It's pretty much just aesthetic things, because I can't even check the water or anything because it's freezing here. So I have to wait till I get to warm weather. But that leads me into being here longer to keep saving up some money. And I'm missing 2 events that I really wanted to go to in January anyway, so I guess there's no rush. But for me, I just want to get back on the road. But I am thinking maybe before I hit the road full time, I'll take this camper for a trip here in Michigan. There's a couple spots on the lake coast that I've been to, or a place that I want to go to that I know I really like. But I know it's going to be different with it being winter rather than when it's summertime. And I gotta look into it, because I know campgrounds 2 years ago when I stayed at state campground in the fall, it was like closed to all amenities, but you could still camp there. So not really sure how the winter works. There's one forest in my mind that you can camp for free, which I'd probably never do if I had the bus at this time, just because it will be snowing and whatnot, and it's in a forest. But since I have the truck now, I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, that's the update with the truck. But I have to show you something so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've talked about my friends Stuart and Rebecca here before, and they've been on my channel. They're the ones, I'll insert their information so you have a face to the name, and you should follow them as well, because for one, they're super cool and they're so down to earth, but 2, they have a really cool rig. So pretty much they actually are the ones that like first opened my eyes to living full time in a rig. We were stationed together quite a long time ago now. It feels not that long ago, but it was. We were stationed together in Cuba. And then over the years after that, me and Rebecca really grew our friendship and became close friends, and we have a lot in common. And they were moving into their camper like full time, like kind of before COVID was happening, before this whole like living in a rig craze kind of happened. And the more I talked to them, I was like, wow, this is an option, because we were in similar paths as far as being veterans, going into college and whatnot. So they opened my eyes to road life, and we did it differently for a while. And then they got a truck camper, and then that started making my wheels turn about the capabilities of truck campers. And that was a year ago that I started thinking about it. I think they've been in their rig for a year now. And anyway, they have a Bigfoot truck camper, which is like the truck camper I was telling you guys about in my video about buying my truck, like my dream campers and like the 4-season camper. That is the camper brand that I had in mind. But anyway, they sent me a package for the holidays, and this it just means so much. And this is when you know you have good friends that gift you thoughtful gifts like this. So I'm just gonna show you guys. First off, Rebecca sent me this hair clip, and I'm gonna talk about the fire a little bit more later on, because I have had a few realizations about it since last night. But anyway, I used to wear these hair clips all the time, and I don't have any anymore. So this is so exciting. I've been wearing it often. It'll probably go in my hair later once I start finally working on the floor. And then this beautiful wood-burned spoon, which says, "Don't be a lady, be a legend." It's super cute. This amazing candle. It's winter balsam. Ugh, it smells so good. I'm saving it to use it in my camper. And then this, which I've loved this for so long. It will sit right here on the counter and hold spoons and whatnot. There's also like shower steamers, and then I have the chapstick that I'm going to keep in here. I am addicted to chapstick. But this means a lot to me, because I've always loved this. And it's just like a new home gift, you know? So I guess I start taking up this floor. I hope it's not glued down. Alright, I don't know what this flooring is. I've never seen something like this because I don't think it's engineered hardwood, but it is thick, like almost a ½ inch thick. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like underneath, and it may be an option where I just have to put my floor on top of it because mine's not. But I don't want to do that because I run into some areas where I can't open up those little hidden storage spots. So I'm going to try to get this up and figure this out. All right, a few good and bad things. That was, I'm pretty sure, engineered hardwood floor, which is really nice. And it hurt to pull it up on the heart. But I'm glad I did because I found a leak point that I'm not going to stress about. At first I thought it was around the door that was leaking on the ground, but it's really on one of the corners. And then it goes down into some of the storage, and there is mold growing. And it's pretty wet right now. So I know it means it's not an old leak, it's leaking now, and I'll show you where it's at. And there's not really much I can do right now because it's so cold out, but tomorrow's gonna be 40 degrees, so tomorrow's my day to do it. So it looks worse on camera than what it is in real life. I just peeled back some of this. Over here is where it seems to be like a little damp. And I went in here, that's all damp, and there's a little bit of mold up there that's just surface mold, but all that is damp. So these seams are obviously really old and crappy, and so I'm sure it's just leaking in through here, and I'll fix all of these tomorrow, and hopefully that fixes the issue. I'm mostly just worried about in here. That looks like that's a little bit of mold, and just a little bit up there. I'm guessing that's why they reinforced this wall, but they didn't fully fix the leak. Yeah, it's a little damp. I'm a little stressed about this, but I'm not gonna let it get to me because I know once I reseal all these really crappy caulking lines, it should fix the problem. Yeah, this just needs a little bit of love and it'll be okay. I mean, even all up in here is just old and crappy. There's a hole right there. Okay, I've been sitting here investigating, thinking about it, and it really, really sucks to find that. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. This camper's 30 years old. It's been sitting outside. I think the previous owner did take good care of it. It just needs, I see places that he did recaulk, but there's places that need to be recaulked now that he did not. So it's a bummer to find that, but it could be a lot worse. That storage box is mostly like for the outside. So at least it's not that and something like detrimental in here. And I don't think I'm going to need to replace any of the wood. So my game plan is to get cleaner to clean up the mold. I need to do a little bit more research because I know I've heard you don't just put bleach on it, you use vinegar. So I'm going to go and get some of that. Also, I want the spot around the door to air out a little bit more before I even put floor down. And this is the original linoleum. It's really gross and dirty, and I found dead bugs. So I'm going to really like clean this too before I want to put floor down. So it's already like 3 o'clock. I'm not doing that today. I'm going to go to the store, get cleaner. The bad part is it's not going to be 40 degrees tomorrow like I thought. It's going to be a high of 33, and it's only going to be getting colder. There's not any more warm days. So I actually have a family member that is close by that I can use their shop that is heated, but I need my truck for that. So it's going to be quite a few days. So there's just nothing I can do until then. So I'm really just going to try to like let this go and not stress about it, and just kind of handle what I can handle, which is the mold that is just starting to grow. And it's surface mold, so that could also be worse. It could be like, you know, completely rotted out. It's just a bummer, but I am really glad I found it now. Earlier when I was like, oh, there's some things on my mind that I want to just kind of like fire rapid shoot as I'm working, which I'm obviously not going to be working on the floor today. One is these couch cushions. I know they're not perfect, but I was kind of use them and let them like get a little used and then retighten them up. But what I didn't tell you guys about this fabric, it's not the exact same fabric that I used in my bus. This was $10 per yard instead of the $39 per yard what I used previously, and it was also half off. So this was only $5 per yard. So I was like, you know, I might as well try it. It was like $25 to do this instead of a lot more. So I'm already finding it's stretching out just the very little I've sat on it, and I'm pretty sure my dogs will probably like scratch it up, but I'm going to keep it for now and see how it holds up. Bodhi in the summer is constantly wet and sandy and always laying on these. So I'm thinking it'll last me hopefully throughout the summer, and then if it's in really bad shape, I'll reupholster it with nicer stuff for the winter. So I'm not too worried about it, but I can tell it's not as good quality, but for the price, I can't complain. Another weird thing that happened last night that I feel weird saying out loud, and I feel like I need to be very careful with my choice of words because it can be portrayed in a way that I don't want it to. And I don't know why I'm saying it here when I haven't said it to anyone else. And I don't think I shared it here, but for over 3 weeks after the fire, I was having nightmares every single night. They weren't even about fire, but they were pretty much just things happening to Bodhi or Izzy or really close people in my life, and they were kind of bizarre dreams, but I found the recurring theme with them were things out of my control, and there was like nothing I could do about it to like help save them. I would even call them, I don't know if nightmares is the right word, but they're extremely like stressful dreams. And I actually did a lot of research on what that can kind of mean, and from my understanding, I believe is like my subconscious just processing things that have happened, and they're always happening at a certain time of night, and I won't go into detail of that, but pretty much from what I'm understanding, it's my subconscious trying to process things. It was at a certain time of like my REM cycle of sleep, and they got so bad to the point where when I knew the dreams were going to happen, the next time I dozed off in the middle of the night, I just stopped going back to sleep, and I'd be awake from like 3 a.m. until the sun came up, or I'd wait multiple hours and then go back to sleep because I knew I wouldn't go into that deep of a sleep again. And those dreams did stop for a while, but they have started back up again here and there. And then I kind of forgot about it all. But recently, when I think about the bus, it just is what it is at this point. I don't feel emotional about it. I'm pretty detached from it. Like, I know it could have ended so much worse, and I got the camper and I got a truck, and it looks like things are really moving forward for me, and I feel that way too, and I'm happy about it. But something triggered me last night. It was just a quick video on a social media app. I don't even know the person, but this fence in this car was like engulfed in flames, and it caught me off guard because it's like when something like a vehicle is burning, it's not just like a bonfire. I mean, it is the most outrageous, out of control fire I've ever witnessed in person, ever. And then of course, the homeowner comes home to all this happening, and he gets the dog out of the backyard. I can't believe I'm crying on the internet again. But anyway, the video was supposed to be like a very happy, like positive video because the guy saved his dog, and it affected me so much. Clearly it still is, just thinking about it. And I know people have been in worse situations where they do lose more than what I lost. But I think it's why why that situation is still triggering for me when I didn't even realize it, is because of the emotions I felt as it was happening. It's not even really the outcome. And so that's why I feel weird talking about it on the internet, because I don't want my words to be misconstrued, and I don't want to be coming off dramatic or not grateful for what I do have and how things have turned out. But the reality is those emotions are still triggering for me, and I feel like I'm doing everything I can to work through them and to deal with them and to like move forward. I don't even really know why I'm talking about this, and I'm not looking for pity or for anything. I think I just want to keep it very vulnerable here and be honest. And with me getting the camper and everything, things are looking up, and I am very grateful for it, excited. But some of the comments I've had from people telling me, I look like I'm doing really good. I look like I'm really happy. I'm getting back on my feet. Like, yes, those are true to an extent, but there's a whole other side of it that still hurts, and it's still really hard. And I know this is all happening for a reason, and I trust that it's only going to get up from here. So anyway, that's enough of the negativity and low energy emotions. But I don't know. I guess I just wanted to keep it raw here. And YouTube is a way of me documenting my life and my experiences. So in a way, I feel like it's important for me to include this, mostly for myself. I could keep ranting on at this point, but I guess, yeah, I just wanted to keep it honest and real here and explain that I am really excited about everything going on, but I also still do feel a loss, and not even just the bus being gone, but I think just those traumatic emotions that happened. So, but overall, I am grateful for what I do have now and where things are going. And I'm excited for future plans for 2024. Just last night was a really good time for me to like reflect on things that have been happening. And now that all those emotions are cleared out, I'm ready to like move forward and keep just focusing on like what's to come.